Hi, I'm someone Lisa Fangirl, and today I'm here to react to the first opening and ending of天官赐福, or Heaven Official's Blessing. This will not be my first time seeing them, as I watched the first episode yesterday. However, there were no subtitles, so I did not understand what was being sung. I only got to see the images, which I loved. So this will be my reaction to the opening and ending with the subtitles provided by Bilibili on their YouTube channel. What I'll be doing for this reaction is I will have the full length of the video playing. I will not be cutting out parts. However, the footage will disappear from time to time along with the audio because I want to avoid copyright. The audio will be also very low because again, I want to avoid copyright. However, you can start the same video from Bilibili YouTube and have it running at the same time, and you'll be able to watch it at the same time as me. But for those who don't want to find the video, there will still be some footage, and it'll be the footage I'm actually reacting to or the lyrics I'm actually reacting to, but the audio will not be good. So I do suggest that you get the opening up on your own device and having it playing at the same time. Otherwise, I think that's it. I just want to understand what's actually being sung, so let's get to it. What I'll do before each video is do a 3, 2, 1, go countdown, and on the go I will be pressing space and hopefully it should just start immediately. So I will be starting the opening in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I really love the songs. This voice is so nice. That scene is beautiful. All these scenes, firstly, are super well chosen, but also beautifully depicted. Wow. Aww. Oh. Wow, that's a line. Wow. Okay, so I know whose point of view this song is from. Oh wow, that was great. Singer Jeff Chang. But that was very cute. I love the lyrics. They're very sweet. There's some great lines in there. What do we have? Trying to hold my tears, I'm waiting for our joyful reunion. The love I believed in has never cooled off. Oh, there's just really, really nice lyrics in here. I don't know how well the English subtitles are for it, but they sound very nice. So I'm sure there is, as is the case with most translations, especially when it's from Chinese songs, there's a lot more kind of elegance and normal kind of like a poetry-esque feeling to the lyrics, which can't quite be translated into English, especially if you're doing a literal translation. So I don't know whether this is going through the literal translation or more along the same feeling as the lyrics. That would be quite interesting to know. So if any of you understand Chinese and know what the lyrics are in Chinese and can understand the English subtitles, let me know how accurate they are to the actual meanings, or whether or not they get across the same feelings you'd get from the actual Chinese language used. Fighting endlessly against destiny in hope for our big day. Yeah, I think what the opening gets across quite well is the struggle in this story, which is quite prevalent. There's a lot of struggle in this story, both in the past and the present. Turning around, I'm always with you, though we are thousands of miles apart. I think the lyrics really well represent one of the characters' viewpoints and how they see the relationship between the two of them. I think it's very sweet. And now I watched the ending with the subtitles, which admittedly I don't remember too much of except from the visuals. I don't really remember what the audio was like from it because I was a little bit overwhelmed from all the visuals and the ending of the episode. So actually this is a bit more of a first reaction because apart from the scenes that we saw, I didn't really listen very hard to what the voice was like or anything like that. So this would be good to listen to. I'll be starting the video in 3, 2, 1, go. I didn't even remember it was a female singer. I love just how much imagery, with very simple images, they managed to get a lot of quite important scenes in here. And I'm also excited for the people who don't know the story to actually learn about these scenes. Good and evil are interwoven and hard to tell. Something that's common in all of Mo Tan Shu's works. No, the ending is so nice. I think I prefer the opening song overall, but I do love the ending visuals. I just think it's so well done to show so many pretty important or pivotal scenes, but in such subtle ways. So only the people that know about the scenes will actually know what they're about is really clever. I think they've done super well because one thing that normally gets me with openings and endings and watching them is that they tend to spoil stuff. But neither of these I find spoil anything, not in the visuals. And even the lyrics kind of hint at stuff, especially towards the relationship, but otherwise they don't say anything about what's going to actually happen in the story. They just talk about the main themes about struggling and about being apart, but your hearts are still connected or your spirits are still connected along those lines. I really love that we have the continuation of references to butterflies through both of them. Overall, I just think they're really well done. Good songs and beautiful visuals. I think all of the scenes in the opening especially could easily be wallpapers. They are beautiful. I really love how both incredibly detailed but also quite soft, and I don't know how to describe it. I think soft is the best way to describe it for me. I can't think of a better word right now because the details are there, especially in some of the latter ones or the ones which include fighting and stuff. Like there's loads of detail in them, but also it's been softened a bit, and I just the style of it is beautiful, and I love the darker ones where it's like just almost monochrome, but they have the really pretty lines. Almost looks like there's been like golden or silver thread weaved through the picture. It's beautiful. Since the opening and ending do contain scenes which I've said allude to parts of the story. So this is the chance for everyone who has not read the novel to please leave the video, go now, stop the video, pause the video, leave the video, close it, do all of that stuff before I start talking about spoilers. Okay, now it should just be the people who have read the novel or who for some reason want to be spoiled. No, don't do this if you haven't read the novel, please, because I don't want to spoil anyone. I think it's awful when people get spoiled, and I try and avoid it at all times. So if you watch this and you have not read the novel and you say something in the comments about it, I will be very disappointed in you. Anyway, let's go back over the opening and ending. I won't go over every line or anything, but there's just a few things I really love, especially about the scenes depicted. As well as talking about the opening and ending, I might talk a little bit about episode 1. I will do a spoiler discussion probably at the end of episode 2 with episode 1 notes included in it as well. However, actually I might talk about a little bit now. For example, I really, really love the depictions of Xie as the crown prince with his flower and his sword. I think they're all stunning. Just, he looks gorgeous. I mean, he looks gorgeous anyway, as he is now, but when he's all done up with his makeup and his robes, all up in his expensive attire, he looks beautiful. This is the main scene I wish to talk about, which is the lantern scene, because, oh my gosh, did that have an impact on me in the novel, and I am almost afraid of what it will be like to see it animated, because I think I'll be a mess for that scene. This is a gorgeous depiction. I adore the colours. It looks stunning. I can't wait to actually see, because I love the people who have made visual representations of the differences between the numbers of everyone's lanterns. And when you see, like, oh, you know, this is how many this person got, and this person, and this is how many Shirley got. And the difference is crazy. So I really, really hope we actually get to see them visually, how many each god has. So that is one scene I'm just so ready for. I loved the animation for the catching scene. I thought it was gorgeous, and just the adoration in Hua Cheng's eyes, just brilliant. I did enjoy all the flashback scenes they showed and the very quick summary of the past that they did. I was a little shocked by quite how much they showed and quite how obvious they made a couple of things. As some people I've known, such as Annie Krant, one thing I was discussing in the comments was the fact that they did the line about make me your purpose for living, which is one of the biggest lines in the novel. It had such a huge impact, not only on Hua Cheng, but also on the readers, especially later on when they actually go into when it was said and like just how much it meant to Hua Cheng. So I have a little mixed feelings about that, because it's revealed so early on, but it might be the case that because it is so early on, it's going to take us a while to get to that point. So maybe it will be the case of actually they remember it, they'd forgotten about it if they don't bring it up again, that they'll have forgotten about it until it's brought up at that point. So looking at the different panels, like what we saw in the communication array, it seems like these are 5 different gods. I am guessing the one right in the centre is going to be Junwu, and I'm guessing Ling Wen is the one just to the right of him with the scroll in hand, possibly, and the one to the left I'm guessing is the Windmaster. I'm also guessing front 2 are Mu Qin and Feng Xin, but I could be wrong on that. I'm just guessing simply by their looks. My only other thought is that possibly they are the counterpart to the side they're on, so maybe, for example, the one in front of the Windmaster might be Ming Yi, or, you know, what, He Zhuan. I'm not sure. But again, the gorgeous art. I would love to have posters of all of them available in the opening style, because it's gorgeous. Yes, the scene with the umbrella and tiny Hua Cheng is adorable. That's what, I think probably that scene's really what set me going in terms of my tears last episode. It's just adorable. But also I think the most telling in terms of the fact that Hua Cheng is indeed the child from the past, because it's the exact same umbrella that Xie Lian left at the altar is the one that Hua Cheng is using to shield him from the rain. I'm guessing this depiction is of Zhuanzhi reaching out for Pei Ming and trying to get his attention. I love the little sparkles in his hair, but also the way he is turned away from her, as if he just doesn't care, is not even looking towards her. Especially since she is actually dressed in red, which I'm guessing is because of the fact that she is dressed in her bridal costume in this first arc. Of course, we have the scene of them walking together under the umbrella in their respective red costumes as if they're getting married, because that's such an iconic scene. I really do hope we get a little bit more of that at the start of episode 2. Again, silver butterflies everywhere. This was a scene in particular I was a bit surprised that they showed, in the opening no less, that fact that underneath his bandages around his neck he actually has a mark. I didn't think we'd be told that for a while. I can't remember when we were told about it in the novel, but I know learning it took a while, that we actually got to learn the fact that they're shackles. But it's quite good because no one who doesn't know the novel actually knows what the marks are from. People are assuming they're scars of some sort. So, and in a way they kind of are, but not for the reasons they're thinking. So I'm looking forward to them finding out what they actually are. I'm guessing that the messy interior we see at the start and also the altar we see at the end are from Puji's shrine. Since, especially the start, it looks pretty run down and it's before they actually finish fixing it up. And also, I'm guessing, because I don't know Chinese, but I'm guessing the sign we see in the back is the one which is requesting donations. That would be great to know if any of you could tell me if that is the sign, or what the sign says, if any of you can read it. That would be quite nice to know. I think also that was like the bit of the donation box at the bottom. And this scene here is, I'm pretty sure, inside Pei Ming's temple. And I'm guessing that Xuanji collapsed over the altar, seemingly in tears or just generally upset. Obviously always thinking about the fact that she was not wanted by him. Of course, we have Banwei Pa's story, which is actually where I really like the novel, but it was during a certain scene in the Banwei Pa storyline which completely sold me on Hualien. I was sold from there on out. I raved on about it to my friends who weren't even reading the novel. I was just going on about how great this new story was I was reading because of this particular scene. It got me so good. And I think everyone knows why I did properly start crying after seeing the very last image of the ending. Not only did we get the painting by Hua Chong, but at the bottom we get his gift to Shailian. Anyway, let me know how this spoiler talk went. It's a very random, just me wanting to actually be able to point out some stuff that I noticed and I really liked about the opening and ending, which I can't talk about, of course, without spoiling or mentioning names which people just don't know about yet because we're so early into the series. I think what I'll do is, as the series goes on and we see scenes, I might relate them back to the opening and the ending and talk through them as I'm watching the opening and ending or the start of the episode after we've seen the stuff. I hope you enjoyed this reaction to the first opening and ending. I'm sorry I didn't actually have a huge amount to say during the actual reaction, which is the reason why I just don't do timer reactions. If I have something to say, then I will say it, but otherwise I normally keep quite quiet and look a little bit deadpan or stoic whilst I'm watching. Anyway, I look forward to seeing you all next week for next week's reaction. Bye bye!